Greetings everyone and welcome. I'm Stendar, and tonight we're playing Roleplay Theory, Faction Turn.
Part 3.
Part 3. We're almost done with the first faction turn, and yeah, roll that 5.
Looks like a 1.
1. So that puts
So,
us on this list that we're working with, Brats of Krovi.
yeah, the Brothers of Krovi, they just got a bunch of money.
Uh-huh.
So, what are they going to do with all their money? What is their current goal?
Commercial expanse.
So they want to destroy some wealth assets?
Apparently.
Destroy some wealth assets of rival factions equal to your faction's wealth rating. So, who's got some wealth assets they can go destroy? That's also near them. Because I'm pretty sure everything that they have is on that one planet on Dynamine in Madavi.
Mm-hmm.
So, they need to destroy some wealth assets. What they could do, and fictionally, we made them sort of the same, but not exactly the same.
Tied into the
Stella Unity.
yeah, the Stella Unity are potentially yet to be revealed as the upper echelon of the Brats of Krovi.
Yep.
Which
So,
I like that.
We definitely need to change them to friendly with
Right.
the PCs. Okay. Mercenary group means that they can move stuff for free, right? All faction assets may move themselves to a world within 1 hex as an action. So they can't move stuff for free, but they can move all their stuff without actually using their shipping combine. So I think they're going to take their grav tank formation. What's nearby? Let's bring up the sector map. They're on Ondits, right?
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, they're on.
Madavi.
Right.
So they can go straight. No, that's not a wealth asset. It's just a base of influence on Ainsley. So do they want to go pick a fight against the Zahidi Combine
Like,
on Nagor?
I mean, they're closer to Lamella.
Oh, they're both in Ondits. Nagor
Oh, that's
and
right,
Lamella
that's
are
right,
both
that's right.
in the system.
I knew that.
So they can right now take their blockade runners, which don't have an attack but have a counterattack. Okay, they could take their pre-tech infantry and their grav tank formation both to Nagor right now for 2 credits. And then there's what else is on Nagor?
If we go down to the Zahidi Combine,
Zahidi Combine.
nothing is on Nagor except for the scavenger fleet. Everything else they own is on Lamella.
The scavenger fleet is a wealth asset or a cunning asset?
Wealth asset.
They want to destroy wealth assets.
I mean, the scavenger fleet is 2d10 plus 4 and has a 2d10 counterattack. I mean, they could attack the bank outright.
Where's the bank at?
On Lamella, and it has neither an attack nor a defense and 8 health.
They
could kill one of the banks of the game.
Then that's on the prison.
That's
planet.
on Lamella.
That's on Lamella. Okay, so they're gonna move their tank. The Brats of Krovi. They can take their grav tank formation and their pre-tech infantry straight up to. We decided Lamella.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And that system is Onditz?
Onditz.
Onditz?
Yes.
And that hex number is
650.
no.
Onditz is
6
605.
Okay, that actually sounds much better. Okay. Move grav tank and pre-tech infantry.
Is that their action for this turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so roll 1d4. 3.
Okay.
Looks like
Why did we roll? Oh,
Neo
that's
fundamentalists. Right? No, 1, 2, 3, the Sandus.
right. The Sandus.
Alright, the
They had a rough
Sandus
start.
have destroy the foe. They also have deep rooted, and that might have actually been terrible for us. We might have totally screwed up.
Can roll an additional 1d10 when defending against attack on an asset on their homeworld.
Yep.
That changes that.
We screwed that up with the Zealots earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Their Zealots might still be alive.
Yeah, we gotta do a reroll. We gotta reroll that whole interaction.
Okay.
Go to the
so that
timeline?
was- Yep.
The timeline will tell us.
Cyber ninjas attacked the Zealots.
Alright, so we do that again.
Let's just re-roll that whole turn.
Yeah, let's just roll the whole turn and then it'll tell us what happened.
Okay. So the cyber ninjas. Now let's double check on Thalians.
Our warlike, they get an extra d10.
They get an extra d10 on their force attack.
You could almost argue that they cancel each other out because we gave neither of them those things.
Cyber ninjas. Was it cyber ninjas? What did they attack with?
Cyber ninjas and
See,
Post-tech-
cyber ninjas is a
post-tech
cunning attack.
post-tech. Okay, so cool. So
The post-tech infantry.
was their force attack, which failed. Because they rolled a 1.
We just need to redo that whole turn. Because
whole
they
turn.
should have got to re-roll that.
Right.
And
Redo the turn.
Yep, okay. Is that... let me look real quick. Deep-rooted can roll 1 additional 1d10. They roll 1 additional 1d10 when defending against attacks on assets in their homeworld. Okay. Cool. That sucks. Alright. So, attack with the cyber ninjas. Cunning v cunning.
Okay.
We need the numbers, don't we? Yeah. 1d10 plus 3, 1d10 plus 3.
We have a 6
The Thalians rolled a 6.
and an 11.
Sanders rolled an 11. So the Sanders would get to roll an additional 1d10.
But they don't need it.
But they don't need it.
Okay, so their
The
zealots
lived.
The zealots lived. And they get a counterattack, am I correct on that?
Yes. Attack Sanders with Cyber Ninjas.
We have to put it back in.
Yeah, I know. Zealot counterattack. Sorry.
I'll copy paste it if you go put it in the thing.
Sandus. Insert one below. Can you paste it in there?
Yes.
Okay, looks good.
So they get a 2d6 counterattack.
Right. And what does the Zealots say? Zealots take 1d4 damage every time they successfully attack or perform a counterattack.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it sucks.
It's a terrible unit.
So first roll that 1d4.
3.
So the Zealots go down to 1 hit point, but they deal 2d6 damage to those Cyber Ninjas.
Which is 10.
So the Thalian Cyber Ninjas are destroyed.
Interesting. How the tables have turned when you actually follow the rules.
I know, right?
Crazy.
So then the Post-Tech Infantry gets to attack Force v Force. And this is where we could get up to 4 rolls. So, roll me 1d10 plus 4.
That is a 8.
Roll me 1d10 plus 4.
That is a 7.
So the Sandus get to roll again, the 1d10 plus 4 defense, because they're deep-rooted.
12.
And then the Thalians get to roll 1d10 plus 4 again because they're warlike.
8.
Okay, so the Sandus successfully defend again.
So now we counterattack 1d4 damage on themselves. 4.
No, not the Zealots. Oh, yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it is the Zealots, huh?
Yeah, they blocked again.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so the Zealots are gonna... What's the 1d4?
4. They're dead.
Yeah, the Zealots are dead.
Do they still get their attack? They should.
Yeah, they still get their 2d6 counterattack.
Okay. They got way more use out of them.
I know, right?
Wow. What a turn of events. And they only attack for 3 back.
So the Post-Tech Infantry goes down to 9. Okay, that's very much a different Civil War now.
Yes, that's a very
It's a hugely different
Civil War. No, now it's very
Okay.
saboteurs versus the.
So
That's so crazy.
Sandus. All right, so they attack the Sandus with their Cyber Ninjas. The Zealots counterattack and destroy Cyber Ninjas.
Yes.
Then the attack the Sandus with Post-Tech Infantry failed. Zealots didn't fail. Did it fail? Yes, it failed.
It failed twice.
Zealots die and counter. They did 2 damage or 3 damage?
3.
Oh, thank you.
Bless you.
Okay, now.
Just copy paste that into the Sandus, pretty much.
No, now the Sandus get to actually do something.
Oh, that's right. It's the
That
Sandus
was just
turn
the Thalian turn.
that we had to fix,
Now the Sandus get to use their saboteurs to do something if they want.
which is awesome.
Cunning v cunning, 2d4. So the or do they want to nurse their wounds and try and get enough money to buy something?
Let's see. The Sandus have 2 credits. In the asset table, they could buy some hitmen, they could buy some security personnel. They could buy smugglers or enforcers. They could buy a franchise or harvesters. Or local investments. Or a false front. And that's about it.
I think they want to. Do they want to buy harvesters?
I mean, it'd be a way to get ahead in the war. Because as soon as you have more money, they can buy back troops.
Right.
And get ahead of what's their faces.
Because it would suck to take your post-tech infantry and go lose it against their post-tech infantry. Is that what it is?
What?
Yeah, the Sandus, at this point, the Sandus would use, no, they're saboteurs.
Yeah. Right, saboteurs.
Wait a minute. An asset attacked by saboteurs cannot use any action until the start of the attacking faction's next turn. This lock applies whether or not the saboteur's attack was successful. So, at the start of their next turn, how does that do any good? I guess if you attack with lots of things and you use the saboteurs first.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If the Thalians had attacked the Sandus with saboteurs, they couldn't use them this turn. Attacking someone who's already had their turn with saboteurs does no good.
Right.
You have to attack them before it's their turn.
But at the start of the enemy faction's next turn, they come back on. It just stops them from counterattacking. Right?
Right, because as soon as it's their next turn, even if it's in the same faction turn, it's still their next turn.
Because it's next turn.
I feel like it would say it would stop counterattacking, though.
Alright, any asset attacked by saboteurs cannot use an action ability until the start of the attacking faction's next turn. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I think they're just going to buy the harvesters.
Right.
Will you copy and paste that for me?
Yeah, 1 minute.
The harvesters. Okay, cool. So, on the timeline, they purchased harvesters. Cool. Now, 3 left. One D3.
3.
So, the neo-fundamentalist Muslims can now, what do they have? They have plutocratic, which means...
Once per turn, this faction can roll an additional 1d10 when making a wealth attack.
Okay. And their goal is destroy the foe, right?
Right, and their wealth is their highest asset.
Right. So, what do they have?
Neo-fundamentalists.
All they have left is their cyber ninjas.
Right. Because they got hit hard by the New Book Muslims.
And the New Book Muslims
Let's check this again.
have their party
What do the
machine.
New Book Muslims have?
They've got mercenaries and a party machine.
New Book Muslims have Machiavellian, which is an additional 1d10 when making a cunning attack.
Right, and they attacked with their party machine, but they successfully attacked their party machine, so we don't have to redo that.
Right, so not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not going to give them an additional success.
Right, they already failed.
So, are the neo-fundamentalist Muslims going to take their cyber ninjas on the offensive, or are they, like the Sandus, going to try and lick their wounds?
I mean,
How much money do they have?
4. No. They have 2.
Oh, they also have 2?
Oh, they have 3. They have 3. They're a little richer.
Okay.
So, if we went to the asset tables,
Still, I mean...
they're not looking at buying anything impressive. Harvesters are really the thing
Right.
that they could get.
The thing the harvesters are good for is they have a counterattack.
Right.
I mean, they don't have an attack. They have a counterattack.
Yeah, I would get harvesters.
So let's
Just trying to, bunk turtle a little bit.
Yeah, we're gonna turtle up a little bit. Okay.
Okay, give me a drop down.
So, yep, on it. It's gonna be on 201. Priam. Thank you, brother. And in the timeline, they.
Whoa.
What?
What happened?
I don't know what happened. I'm on the other page.
Everything's all weird and highlighted.
Not on mine.
Oh, it is on mine. Oh, I hold control and pressed F and everything that started with an F. Highlighted. It's weird.
Cool. So, Achizu Royal Family and Bear Guild are all that's left.
Yeah, flip me a coin.
Achizu Royal Family it is.
Okay. We have Imperialists, which gets me...
This faction may roll an extra 1d10 when it tries to seize a planet.
And then we also have, as their goal, is planetary seizure.
Okay. So, they've already got their clan.
And they're on Oftis.
The Bandito clan just went and tried to establish a base of influence on that other planet.
So the Banditos are also on Oftis.
Yeah. No, they're the same homeworld. They're very they're allied at this point.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, they're definitely allied at this point. The Bandito clan works for them on a regular basis.
Okay. I mean, I would argue
that they take their blockade fleet and their strike fleet and make a move on what planet were the Bandito clan working on? Fatima?
Yeah, definitely. Because alone, that'll help push back against the pirates.
So, Fatima. I did that wrong. They took the blockade fleet to Fatima. What system is Fatima in? Also Priam?
Yeah.
It's the same system?
Same system.
Okay. So Fatima's looking like it's about to be a planet of huge contention.
Yeah.
So, in the timeline, the Achizu Royal family moved 2 fleets to Fatima. And that's in the same system, so they get to take an action, right? Because it's a fleet.
Yeah.
The fleet can just show up and do something.
Yep.
So, what else is on Fatima? A whole bunch of stuff.
Planets.
Did you know that Fatima is the neo-fundamentalist Muslims planet?
No? I had completely forgotten.
So, on this planet, we've got the Tortugan
God.
Brotherhood, the New Book Muslims, the neo-fundamentalist Muslims, the Achizu Royal family, and the Bandito clan.
All fighting to take over the planet.
Yeah. So,
oh my god.
What was their goal?
Planetary seizure. And they get an extra 10.
Seizure. When they make a planetary seizure roll. So I'm thinking, are they going to start fighting with the Tortugan Brotherhood?
I mean, yeah.
You think so?
The Tortugan Brotherhood is definitely going to start fighting with them.
I think they're going to... Because there's no base of influence here for them to attack.
No, it's just planetary seizure. What do you mean there's no base of influence here for them to attack?
There's no Tortugan Brotherhood
Base of influence?
to attack.
No, I mean, they could also just destroy one of the Muslims. Or both of them.
Yeah, that's a thing they could do. But I think... I don't know. If I show up at a planet with 2 of my fleets, and there's the Tortugan Brotherhood with 3 fleets, and we all converge on this planet at the same time, I'm probably going to try and destroy the Tortugan Brotherhood
because they're more of a
blockade
threat.
fleet, right?
Oh, you sorted it differently, that's why.
Because, yeah, I sorted it by planet. Because that blockade fleet... I didn't change that. I did a bad job.
Yeah, that's all in preem as well.
Oh, yeah. It's supposed to be pretty. Alright, cool. So yeah, I think they definitely... They want to have the only blockade fleet in the system.
Right.
They don't want the Tortugan Brotherhood's blockade fleet to successfully set up around this planet, which would stop them from sending reinforcements. So yeah, I think the strike fleet and the blockade fleet both attack the blockade fleet. I can do that, right?
Yeah.
Seems like I should be able to do that.
Yeah. Because you're attacking an asset directly and it's not in a defense situation.
Right? Okay, so Force versus Wealth, Hechizo versus Tortugan.
Okay, I'm ready on the rolls.
Okay, Hechizo. Sorry.
Timelines, man.
Force. I said Force versus Wealth, right? 1d10 plus 5. Brotherhood. Wealth.
1d10 plus 5.
Yes.
13.
Give me a 1d10 plus 3 for defense.
Ooh. 6.
Okay. Let me double check that they don't. The Tortugan Brotherhood are pirates, which means. They don't have a base of influence on this planet, so that's relevant. And the other one was.
Expand influence, so neither of those will.
No, they're tag. Tag.
Our tag is pirate.
No, the other one. The Hechizo family.
Imperialist. They're not seizing a planet right now, so they don't get a plus 10.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, the blockade fleet.
The
blockade
Hechizo.
fleet deals 1d6 damage to the enemy Tortugan Brotherhood blockade fleet.
5.
So 5 damage lowers that blockade fleet down to 3 hit points. Also, the blockade fleet
Is hit by the strike
Hold
fleet.
on. When they successfully hit an enemy, they steal 1d4 fact creds from the target faction as well.
4.
So,
I will go to
on
faction.
the faction tracker, the Hechizo receive 4, and the Tortugan Brotherhood goes down to 0 fact creds.
Wow. Everything was so neat and balanced before all this.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Now, the strike fleet is also force v force.
Okay.
So, the Hechizo force is 5. So 1d10 plus 5.
Right.
What'd you get?
Oh. 10.
Now I'm only 1d10 plus 6.
13.
13. So, the blockade fleet does not have a counterattack.
So, no.
So the strike fleet, just nothing happens.
Right, they missed.
The strike fleet misses. So this is move 2 fleets to Fatima. Attack. Tortugan fleet. Blockade fleet. They do how much damage did they do? 3?
3 total.
3 damage.
Bringing them down to 5.
And 4 creds. Move 2 fleets to Fatima. Attack the Tortugan.
No, they did 5 damage, bringing them down to 3.
Okay, they
That's
did
how it
5
worked out,
damage.
right.
And stole 4 fat creds. Nice. And the last one left is the Bear Guild. And I'm pretty sure they're another peaceful kingdom, right?
They are. Fix the things. A to Z. There we go. I fixed it. I made it better.
Oh, you put the action.
It's driving me crazy.
So I set them to 1 out of 4. Well, it's a good way to keep track of where stuff's at.
Well, yeah.
And if we go up to the Bear Guild, they have pre-tech logistics,
And they're three theocratic. Let's look at that.
venture
real quick.
capital.
Theocratic. Once per turn, they can roll an extra d10 when defending against a cunning attack. So,
Cool.
not a big deal, because no one attacked them. So,
How much money do they have?
they're currently sitting at the Bear Guild. They have 5 FAC creds. And
Okay. So
wealth
they have
is their highest.
right. So I'm thinking they're going to activate some abilities. So they can activate their commodities broker, which would knock up to, they roll 1d8 and knock that many fat creds off the cost of their next asset purchase.
Up to half rounded down.
Right. Or they could activate their pre-tech logistics, which lets them buy a force asset for half again as many credits as usual. Or they can activate their venture capital to try and gain some more money.
Up to level 5. Yeah,
And half
I'm
price.
going to say we're going to activate the post-tech logistics.
Okay.
Because there's no role related to that.
Pre-tech logistics,
That's what
right?
I meant to say. Yeah, pre-tech
Right.
logistics. Kick that off, okay. And then we're going to purchase post-tech infantry with it for 4 fat creds
Instead of the normal 8.
instead of the normal 8, and that'll give them a little muscle that they kind of lack. Because they literally have no muscle at all.
Okay.
Like, they have venture capital, which is a good wealth attack.
What's their force rating?
Their force rating is 5?
They could get a blockade fleet instead of
yes, I didn't see that.
post-tech infantry.
Which has less attack and no counterattack.
But it steals money.
That's true, but they have tons of things to make money.
No, you're right. Okay.
They have venture capital. They have shipping combine. They have... Oh, that's not them. They have venture capital. They have a cunning trap. They have commodities broker. They have pre-tech logistics. Money is something that they're good at. What they don't have is something to stop someone from coming and slapping them on the nose.
Yes, so let's buy them some post-tech infantry.
Yes, let's do that. I will copy it. If you will
That
give
costs 4?
Yeah, it costs 4 because we kicked off one of their abilities.
Oh yeah, you need a. This is the Bear Guild, so we're going to insert one below.
Teamwork.
Go ahead. I'll get out of the way. So they purchased pre-tech infantry.
Which is good for them. I think that'll be that's a solid wall. They have pre-tech infantry has a ton of health. You know what I mean?
Was it pre-tech or post-tech?
Ooh. Did I say pre-tech? Post-tech.
Purchased post-tech infantry.
Post-tech, yes. I copied pre-tech, which is so much better.
Yeah, it is.
Let's not make that mistake.
All right, and that cleans up January of the year 3200. What a mess.
There we go. Post-tech infantry. We're going to clear that out. Wow. I mean, some of those wars turned out differently than I expected. We have things pushing up. I feel so bad for the Muslims. Because no matter who wins the war between them.
We'll see what happens.
I mean, I don't know. I've been surprised before. Thanks everyone for joining us. Please leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions at all about anything, or you're not unclear about anything, or if we haven't described something enough. And we'll catch you guys on faction turn number 2.
Yeah.